What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Brutal Planet Comics. I'm your host, Trey the Brute Danny. Welcome to an episode of Brutal Rant. Well, you already know what to do. Yep, we're still talking about Young Justice Phantoms, and we're still doing the story arc with Rocket and crew, with her trying to appeal to New Genesis for something, help with Apocalypse, whatever, blah 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 blah, whatever. So we kick things off with the Green Lantern Corps coming, Kilowog and crew, which is cool. It's cool seeing them in the show, which is great. I love Kilowog. And they get a distress beacon, and they find out that it's Razor, which is also a character I kind of enjoy, because he's pretty cool with the duality and everything. Usually he's a Red Lantern, but they kind of switch things up and give them both. It was nice. We'll get to that. This is what I'll say. I'll give credit. They really put some stuff into Razor and his beef with Metron and all that other stuff. That stuff was cool. I gotta give the show a little bit of credit. They actually try to put forth something fun. So that was really good on them. That was pretty awesome. But he's having existential crisis about, like, is he? For those that don't know, the blue lanterns, they're powered by hope. The red lanterns are powered by rage. And he is someone that struggles on both. Like, he has rage, but at the same time he feels like he can be a hopeful person. So it's a good duality, good little balance of things going on there. So that was pretty fun. So I like that. I gotta give this show credit. You may gasp, that's fine. It's fun. I really enjoyed this aspect of the show. Then, of course, it all falls completely apart. Because if you can't do time travel right, I've said this 1,000 times, if you can't do time travel right, don't do it. Here we go. Let's talk about the Legion of Superheroes, because now we're getting messy. Messy. So, they're talking to Impulse and telling them the whole story, about the story arc, about what's going on in the 31st century. I'm going to try to sum this up as best as I can. So, in the 31st century, they released people from the Phantom Zone. The government released people from the Phantom Zone that's been in there since the destruction of Krypton. Those individuals, of course, were Zod, his wife, some other people, and Zod Jr. was in his mommy's tummy because she was pregnant when she went into the Phantom Zone, and of course there's no time lapse in the Phantom Zone, so she's still pregnant, whatever. So the kid is born there. He's raised in the 31st century. So, of course, Zod does what Zod does, General Zod does, and tries to rule the universe. You know, that's his bit. So, they stop him again. They put him into the Phantom Zone. Lord Zod, Baby Jr., Zod Jr., he's a teenager, so they don't put him in there. So, they, put him on, I don't know, house arrest, whatever, doesn't matter. He plots his revenge, yada, 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 yada. And so he's like, hey, I want to release my parents from the Phantom Zone in the future, but I want to undo the past. So he learns about Superman and Superboy and all that other stuff. It's like, hey, if I get rid of them, then none of this ever happens, or whatever. So he goes to the past. Jesus Christ. And they change the time stream so that the Legion doesn't exist, except a few of them still exist. So they get into a separate time pod and go further into the past to try to stop him before he goes back to a certain point in the past to kill Superboy or Superman. But they don't know when he's going to go back to that point, so they go back even further into the past, which will be 10 years, and they show all these scenes of, like, how they've been around forever since the first season of Young Justice, waiting for Zod Jr. to make his move for a decade, and they've just been watching, and at no point warned anybody, like, hey, there's this dude coming from the future to destroy you. Because they've already made a big stink about, the time stream. But the time stream's already been ruined because he already went back to a certain point in the past and ruined your future. So the time stream's already gone. Just fix it again. So they've been waiting for a decade to save Superboy. When the time comes, they failed, obviously. And They didn't. I mean, they did nothing to prevent this from happening. And then, of course, they got their time bubble blown up and yada yada. I mean, it's so all over the place because General Zod, is still in the Phantom Zone 1,000 years earlier. So therefore, that's why Superboy saw him there, because he won't be released for another 1,000 years into the future. But at the same time, there is no other devices that exist that can release them, I think, except the Fortress of Solitude, which they could have just gotten. If you don't know how to do time travel, don't do it. It's messy. So Lord Zod, Baby Zod, is in that time bubble that we've shown earlier, like the yellow time bubble thing, because it keeps him out of the time stream. But it wouldn't matter because he's already ruined time, because he technically isn't born but is still an embryo. But he still exists because he's already
Rage quit.
It's all garbage. It's all garbage. It's all nonsense. It's all excuse. It's crap. We're just moving on. So then we get to Rocket, and this scene kind of blew me because her son, as we mentioned before, has autism, and she left him with the boy's father while she goes out to intergalactic stuff. Now, first of all, I want to know how he got a cell phone that can reach her in outer space. Hook me up with that. I don't think Verizon can do that. So that was kind of cool. But he calls her about like, hey, we gotta talk about our son, and she kind of blows him off, and he's like I'm doing something that's really important, which really made her look like a jerk to be. And good on them. They questioned like, hey, what do you mean something's more important than our son? And she's like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, tell me about the special needs thing that the father's really excited about. Hey, you got the special needs thing. It's gonna be great. And she's like, oh, so he could be ostracized. I'm like, yo, we've already depicted once again, tastelessly, the autism spectrum of her son. Anybody in their right mind, if somebody had those type of conditions, definitely needs personal help and assistance. Big time. Really needs personal help and assistance. And the fact that she was so bent on like, I don't want him to be looked differently, and I mean, yo, you really gotta take it. Like, once again, we're going back to the tastelessness of how they're treating the autism thing. Like, yo, they gotta dial it back. If they don't know how to do things tastefully, don't do it. Seriously, don't do it, because it's weird and it gets wild. But anyway, then their attack happens. Metron and Razor have this pretty cool fight, and because Metron wants to see the full power of the red ring and the blue ring and stuff like that, but then Razor finds within himself to know and understand that he is the balance between the two, and he wears both rings, and he's uber powerful, and it's really, really cool scene, because now he understands his purpose and how he can be how he can no longer need to lean to the left or the right, but he has center. And I think that part was really cool. Everything with Razor worked really well, and I thought that was really, really cool. So, what did you guys think about this episode? Once again, as far as these episodes are concerned, this one was refreshing to a degree, because I actually had something that I actually enjoyed in it. Not like it was the greatest thing ever, but it was something. It was something that I could sink my teeth into. So that was really cool. But other than that, everything with time travel, it was ugly. It's a mess. It's lazy. It was, oh my god, and so convoluted. I know my brain split in two just thinking about them again. But anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. How did you think about this episode? What did you like about it, if there was anything to like about it? Or maybe something I missed, maybe a major point that I missed that maybe you picked up on. So anyway, Travel the World Within Part 6 is available for digital download and print on demand. I would love to have your support, and for those that have supported, you guys are awesome. I really do appreciate you. And if you haven't seen or read any of my other books, go and check them out. I would love to have your support in that regard as well. So that's all I got for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Share it everywhere. And don't forget to follow me on those dope social media platforms that you see over there. And oh yeah, I didn't mention before the last couple weeks, but I'm on the road to 1,000. It's been a while since I've said that. I would love to get your help and support, and for that goal, we're slowly moving in the right direction. When we hit our next milestone, I will be dropping a special for sure. So thank you all for your continued support, and I'll catch you all next time. Also, if you want to support my channel, check out spinwiz.com or download the Spinwiz app and check out my comic series Trouble. It was written with a lot of love, and it was definitely my favorite comic series to write. I've also written it in English and in Spanish, so whatever floats your boat, I got it for you. Thanks again, and check it out.